Alright, YouTube, this will be my last video of my reef that had went wrong, and then slowly trying to get it all back up and going. When I found YouTube, it was right after my tank had crashed. I went on vacation and came home and my tank was just it was just destroyed. I'll put a picture up, so that way you could actually see what I came home to. So this tank's been up and going for about 3, maybe 4 months since my big crash, and then it was torn down and moved to where I have it now, which it was just moved across my basement to another wall so that I could hook up my remote sump and refuge them. I got my button polyps. They've got, great extension. My pulsating Xania, they don't pulsate, but they look good. My leather looks like he was doing better. My waving hand coral, it looks real healthy, really happy. A lot of new growth since my damsel was taken out of here. My starburst polyp still doesn't look too good. It's trying to grow back. A lot of the fingers are coming back. That button polyp there was just little pieces. I don't know if you remember, but my Kenya tree still looks like shit. My rock anemone has gotten quite a bit bigger. I've been feeding him pieces of krill. Actually, every night, every time I feed, I'll throw a chunk of krill in his face. Those button polyps there spread like mad. I got the waving hand coral there. Got another one there that just stuck. They got little pieces of it all over the tank. From where the damsel just destroyed it. Right here, I'm trying to get another view of some that's inside that cave right there. That one there's looking pretty decent. That's looking decent. That star polyp, or not star polyp, that's a button polyp back there. My hairy mushroom. The reason for this video is, when I started this hobby, I got into the saltwater, because I like to fish and I wanted something different than freshwater. And then I got my first coral, and I was just amazed, and then I got my flashlight out and was looking through my tank at night and was even more amazed just by all the life that was involved in the whole saltwater hobby. So I've spent a lot of money trying to get everything together. My local fish store, they suck my ass. I've wasted a lot of money listening to them. It really was YouTube that helped me get a better understanding of everything. I had recently, the whole Newyorksteelo thing, everybody knows that I make fun of that asshole. Basically I asked him a couple questions on what I could do to get my reef to resemble what he's done, and he flat out told me that I couldn't do it because he is an experienced marine hobbyist. Then I made another detailed video for somebody else, and I'd asked for a review, and the more I started looking into this person, I realized that, yeah, the guy knows a great deal of what he's doing. Awesome setup, awesome information, the whole bit. Then I realized that he took the whole marine hobby and then decided to make money off of it. So it came into, he's trying to make a living off of it. And like I said, I got into the hobby because I like it. I didn't get into it to make money off of it. So I had gotten a comment earlier today, last night sometime, and after all the work that I've done, I was told that my tank looks like shit. I was told that all my rocks look like I just dumped a bucket of rock in my tank and called it a reef. You know, the fact that it took me quite a few hours to get all this done, you know. You see the rock wall, you don't realize that the back of it is pretty open, you know, the big caves and everything. So, right now, I have a garden hose that's, oh, you can't see it, it's hanging off the side of my tank. Alright, got the garden hose, there it is. Follow it on in, there it is. And the garden hose is going into the overflow side of my sump. And this one here is running from my overflow box all the way to the drain. The way I had it set up before, I overflowed my sump, so I guess I'd have one last screw up before it's all said and done. So this way it's pumping out at the same rate that it's pumping in. And then I've got a pump in my sump. Get it? Pump in the sump. And is what I'm going to do is I want to thank everybody for the criticism. You know, your guys' tanks, they all look great. And I'm not taking anything out of this tank. You know, everything's going to stay right where it is. I've started pumping fresh water straight out of my tap into it, and I'm draining the salt water out of my sump. So I'm really surprised that anybody's still swimming around and that corals are still moving around. So you guys that's been positive and helping me, thank you. You guys that like to tell me that my setup looks like shit just because I pick on your buddy Newyorksteelo. I want to thank you because, yeah, fuck the salt water, and I don't know, man, maybe I'll put a snake or something in here. I already got a freshwater tank, you know, with the planted system and all of that. So you guys that's been there to help, thank you very much. You guys with the criticism, fuck you.